Hello, this is Billy Core from the Carolina Circle Mall Wiki. Once again, it is still May the 6th of 2015, and we're at the helm of the Packard Bell PB 1750 CDT, as well as J. Wakefield and Elmo 3.
Felt like fish your dudes, man.
Whatever.
You want to say hi, Luke? Or are you just going to be a mute? Are they not picking you to talk?
I saluted the camera. Come on.
Oh, sorry. I thought Billy was. I thought you weren't allowed to talk because if you spoke, then Billy would actually then have to pay you.
Huh?
You know how you have silent extras in films.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, the reason we have the PB 1750 out is because I'm going to do a couple of little upgrades to it. For those who don't remember, this is a 486 DX2 clocked at 66 megahertz. So this is my main Windows 3.1 machine.
Now I'm going to add an optical drive to go with the other optical drive, so then I can have a twin optical drive Packard Bell.
Well, in a less, well, in a way that with more teeth, that's technically what I'm going to do.
Oh, revenge is so sweet.
I was thinking, you know, around the time this Packard Bell was built, there were several Packard Bells. These are kind of hard to find, but that came with two CD-ROM drives. These were called twin CD-ROM model Packard Bells, where you would have two of the same CD-ROM in one system, which made things a lot more efficient in the early days of multimedia. Now, technically this is kind of cheating, but in a way it's not, because this CD-ROM right here is the exact same model CD-ROM that was originally in my Packard Bell Legend 402 CD, which now has an upgraded CD-ROM in it, meaning that I have another one of these drives here to add. So both of these are identical. So I figured, why not? Let's add both of these drives to the PB 1750 CDT, and while we're at it, I might see if I can upgrade the RAM a little bit in it. So, hopefully I can do this without a tripod, because I don't feel like fooling with it right now because it's in such bad shape. What we need to do is remove this blanking plate. It'll go in between the top CD-ROM drive and the 5 1/4 inch floppy drive. So, here. Well, that kind of worked. Okay, let's just slide it in just to see what it's going to look like. Wow, that's actually pretty cool looking. So, I think one thing I'm going to have to do is, now this top drive that was already in here is already set to master. And I also went on ahead and put the jumper on this CD-ROM drive from the 402 CD into slave. So, I believe we're going to have to swap IDE cables, because the one I'm using for the CD-ROM has only one connection on it for one drive. So I have this IDE cable right here. Okay, now well, it's not going to be a lot of space to work in. I think I will put it up on its side, be right back. Okay, guys, I am sort of sad to confess this, but I did pretty much all of this off camera because I forgot how much how little space there is between these 5 1/4 inch drive bays and the power supply, so getting my hand in there is not an easy task, especially when you have a camera in your hand. So I had to forego videotaping that, but believe me, it is installed now. And we're ready to fire up and test it, which we will do on camera. The only thing that I'm concerned about is that the new IDE cable I added in there was not keyed. So, this may have worked or it may not have. So, of course, it's nothing that can't be fixed. So, here we go. Let's fire it on up and see what blows up. And I haven't done the memory upgrade yet. I want to wait to see if the if this works first. So, here we go. Failure fix disk 0. That would be the CF card or the hard drive or something. Let's just see.
He's not happy.
Yeah, it's not happy at all. Operating system not found. So now it can't boot from anything. Let me do some off-camera troubleshooting. Be right back, folks. Okay, I think I've got it going now. A couple of cables were loose, a couple of cables were backwards. Typical stuff you have to deal with on these old machines, but nothing too serious, obviously. So, and I did already test it off camera. Again, I'm sorry for doing all this stuff off camera, but you gotta do what you gotta do, folks. So, here we go. Both drives light up. Okay, I'll go into Windows. See, picked up both CD-ROM drives. Normally there would be sound, but I don't have the speakers hooked up right now. Okay, go to File Manager, and you can see we have a D and an E drive, meaning that the CD-ROM drive upgrade was a success. Now on to upgrading the memory. So let me pause and get the computer flipped back over, and we'll add in some memory. Okay, hopefully we can do this one-handed. We got 2 EDO SIM slots there. DIMM slots, I guess you could call them, but okay, we currently have 8 megabytes of RAM in it. 4 of it is on board, 4 is right here. Don't know how much I'll be adding with adding this stick, but we shall see. I'm probably doing this backwards. I probably ought to take that other stick out to... Oh, okay, we got it in there. Okay. Let's plug some power in. And see how much smoke we cause. I'll tell you what we have caused. We've caused the computer to no longer post. Ouch.
It's not good.
Oh well, stuff can never be easy now, huh?
No, I mean, these 486s, I mean, I own a Packard Bell 486, as those of you who subscribe to my channel will know. And, well, they do like to do things just not ready for.
Say that again, Skype screwed.
as some of you will know, I do actually own a 486 Packard Bell, and they tend to do things that you're just not ready for.
Exactly, I've been finding that out tonight.
But I mean, once you get it all taped down and working the way you want it to work, there's just it's such a rewarding experience.
Tell me about it.
If there's one thing that Packard Bell can do, it's mid-90s computers.
That was when they were in their prime, was in the mid-90s, I believe.
Okay, especially with the 486 ones, release.
Okay, I just took, if you didn't see what I was doing, I just took the other stick of RAM out, and I'm going to try it with just this one new stick and see what I get. So, yes, I should have had it unplugged, but here we go.
Do you have to have it installed in pairs?
I really don't know. Okay, we got a post now, but it's the exact same amount of RAM we had before, so really wasn't an upgrade. So what I think I'll do is I'll go through my box of RAM and see what we can come up with. Be right back. Okay, we're back, folks, and I had to do a little bit of adjusting with a jumper. Actually, maybe not. I don't remember what I did. It involved a jumper, but I didn't get it up as far as I thought I would with memory, but I do think it's still an improvement, so let's go ahead and fire it up. I already know it works. I swear a minute ago it said I had 12 megabytes of memory, but now it's suddenly gone back to 8. What? Let me pause the video again so I can do even more troubleshooting. Again, folks, for the millionth time, don't ask me how I did this because I don't even know how I did this. I'm too tired. I'm too sweaty. Let's just say whatever caused the problem a while ago was Luke.
What? Luke, what did I do?
I don't know.
I looked at it the wrong way.
Everyone knows it was Tony Blair's fault.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I also blame society because society is just not right.
You know what?
You know, society is just...
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah. Let's just leave it at that. But suffice it to say, I've got it set to always boot with 12 megabytes of RAM. Okay, it's 11 megabytes of RAM, but let's round it off to 12.
What's probably happened is obviously looking at you're probably getting the extended memory. It'll basically be 12,288K less 640 kilobytes for your base memory.
True. Forgot about that. But anyway, let's do this. And I promise you it will be 12 megabytes of RAM. And there we are, 11264. Again, we'll round it off to 12.
Let me do some maths.
And by the way, Jay is working on something right now that you will see in a future video that will be kind of interesting.
Yep. Okay, so it's the usual Packard Bell thing of knocking a megabyte off.
Yeah. Okay, not quite the 16 megabytes of RAM I was hoping for, but 12 is good enough for me, and I'm so tired right now I could care less. So I guess we should hook it back up into its permanent spot where it was before, hook speakers up to it, and fully test everything.
Do you know, I've got to be honest, I think 12 megs of RAM is more than enough for 486 Windows 3.1. the system. I mean, my Packard Bell uses 8 megs, and you know, at 4 megs, yes, I was left wanting. At 8 megs, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I'm the same way with this. It's main reason I wanted to upgrade the RAM was because, well, I already had the machine out, and I figured, why not? Now I wish I hadn't, but
I do agree with that logic. Why not?
yeah. So we'll go ahead and shut it back down, and we'll take a look at it in its regular home. And we are back. I got it hooked back up into its permanent spot. Sorry if I sound a little winded right now, but you can probably understand why. As I found out tonight, 486 machines have personality. But, oh well, we'll just go ahead and fire it on up, because I think we're safe now. Head straight into Windows. I would play an audio CD, but I don't feel like finding one, and I don't feel like having the copyright police strangling my neck this evening, because well, let's just be honest, that wouldn't be very enjoyable.
No.
Okay. We're just going to do a quick little simple test with 2 Living Books games and 1 computer. We're going to put Just Grandma and Me in the top drive, Berenstain Bears Get in a Fight in the bottom drive. Actually, first, I know you guys want to see this, but here we go. Yeah, that's way too entertaining. Alright. Put in Just Grandma and Me. And now, Berenstain Bears. And a file manager. Drive D, which I believe is, yep, Just Grandma and Me. And Drive E. Berenstain Bears. We have a functioning twin CD Packard Bell. I would show the games, but I don't feel like it right now. So we'll go ahead and... I think this was a successful upgrade, despite the pain and sorrow and pestilence we may have encountered along the way. So, I guess we can close this video with some final thoughts. Luke?
486s, what can I say? I like them.
Me too.
As weird as they are, I like them. I actually had a similar issue you did in my gateway, where I couldn't get 2 floppy drives to work at the same time. It just didn't like it. I don't know why. It just rejects it.
486s, they're just... They have weird personality disorders.
Somehow they're fun anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Such a rewarding experience.
So, any thoughts, Jay, on this?
This particular 486, rather than the 486 laptop that's currently sat in front of me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as you all know, I am a great big fan of the Packard Bell 486 systems, and I think that your system is, well, it's just fantastic. Let's be honest about these things. You know, I'm really glad that you were able to actually finally work out the kinks and get your memory upgraded and have the dual CD drive setup installed. But I mean, there's a good reason I don't do much work with my 486 Packard Bell, and that's because this sort of stuff can happen.
Yeah, I mean, the twin CD-ROM thing is absolutely, positively unnecessary, but I figured, I have the parts, why not do it?
Yeah,
Why not?
why not? I mean, it makes it a wee bit more unique, a wee bit different to, like, other machines on your fleet.
Exactly.
It's nice, if you can have each machine having with a hook.
Exactly. Like, you got the PB 1750 here with all its vintage 486 goodness, with its dual CD-ROM drives, the 5¼ inch floppy disk drive, the older Packard Bell software pack, and then go over here next to it, you got my childhood Packard Bell Legend 822 CDT, mostly original with Windows 95 and the newer software pack, so I'm covered.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's absolutely brilliant. You can.
Exactly, yeah, it is.
I really do like the Packard Bell machines. And like I said, and I'm not just saying this because I'm in one of Billy's videos and I feel that I need to say it. I honestly believe this because, I have owned Packard Bells from the mid-90s. They're brilliant. They really are. 94 to 97. It was a brilliant time for Packard Bells. I love the older 486 software pack. And I just, it is, they're really fun. And also, Packard Bell systems, they are configured in such a way that they always seem to work with certainly DOS programs.
Exactly. It gives you way more than enough DOS memory to run all your games.
Oh yeah.
And on Windows 95 systems, Packard Bells are some of the very few systems that actually run Windows 95 RTM without any problems.
Windows 95 RTM is a disgrace otherwise sometimes.
Yeah.
It seems to run pretty. It ran well when I used it on that Packard Bell for a while.
Mhm. Oh yeah. I mean, on the Packard Bells, if Packard Bell existed today, if Packard Bell existed today as it did back in 1994, 1995, they would have been able to bring out a fleet of Windows Vista machines that ran flawlessly.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, in the UK, Packard Bell does still exist, and Packard Bell did bring out a fleet of Windows Vista machines, but at the time they were owned by NEC, so they were like just about every other Vista machine on the market.
Pretty much.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Family show.
Pardon?
Family show.
That's what I did. I just kind of self-censored. I did that on purpose, Ken.
Well, anyway, keep this short though, Jay, but I believe you have some words of wisdom about what's happening in the United Kingdom tomorrow.
Yeah, now this is quite odd because what seems to have happened is Billy seems to have taken complete leave of his senses here and given me free rein to politic really good.
I'm tired, I don't know what I'm doing.
You don't, do you? So it's, I would say it's 96 minutes now until the polling stations open. Due to time difference, it's May the 7th over here. And in fact, it's fully daylight where I am now, and the sun's up. So yeah, it's about 96 minutes now until the polling stations actually open, and the UK actually goes to vote in the general election. Now, this is the first general election since the one in 2010, where we ended up with a coalition government that the Conservatives and the Liberal Democrats, basically the Lib Dems, got into bed with the Tories. The Conservative Party are known as the Tories over here, just in case anyone wanted to know. Long story short, we ended up with masses and masses and masses of cuts to vital services. Poor people have been picked on. People with disabilities have definitely been picked on. Discrimination now is at an all-time high. You know, people with disabilities are more likely to be made redundant in the workplace. You know, they'll be the first to go. Councils will cut funding for disability services first before they think about cutting anything else. And all the while, the mainstream media is pumping everyone full of this idea that people with disabilities are nothing but work-shy scroungers fleecing off of the state. You know, so it set the disability movement back to about the 1970s, I would say. Sorry if it sounds a wee bit dramatic, that's kind of how it appears to me. And I have multiple disabilities, and, you know, I do volunteer in a local disability charity. Also, there's been lots of tax cuts for the rich. The UK government wants to renew Trident. They've put in laws in place for unfettered surveillance, Retention Investigatory Powers Act, and just generally done a brilliant job of getting everyone very annoyed, you know, really tightened everything down. You know, police-wise, you know, people are being criminalised now for just trying to demonstrate their legal democratic right to protest. And then, of course, they had the debacle with the Scottish referendum. Pretty much a bought and paid for referendum. Was rigged, in my opinion. Actually, if you look at the facts, it probably was. But, so today, for the first time since all that, the UK is getting a chance to actually vote to change things, hopefully for the better. In Scotland, we're actually looking to vote the SNP. They've brought in quite a lot while they've been in power. They were the first majority government in Scotland since we got our own parliament, devolved to us in 1997. I think it was 97, 98. We're looking to really kind of take the status quo to task, really. You know, they wanted us badly to join the union, but now that we're part of the union, you know, now that we're still part of the union, they don't want us to have any kind of say. They want us just to kind of quietly go back in the box, as it were. So hopefully in Scotland, you know, hopefully SNP take on all 59 seats. Although that I doubt, but you know, if we get a good number, if we get more seats than we had last time, then it's certainly going to, you know, teach a Westminster establishment a thing or two. And I think we will get our independence. The person who I'm voting for, the person who's running in my constituency, is a lassie called Kirsty Blackman, and she is an amazing person. I actually got to meet her last Monday, and she is someone who's very nice, who I would like to represent me at Westminster. But I think all in all, you know, the rest of the UK, I just don't know what they're going to do. Wales, vote Plaid Cymru. Ireland, I don't know what you're going to vote for. England, I don't know what you're going to vote for. Everyone should vote for the Green Party, but nobody wants to because the Green Party are too small and they'll never get in, you know, thanks to the voting system in the UK. But look, it's going to be exciting. People are excited. It kind of feels a bit like 1997 in that sense, that people were feeling excited about the 1997 general election, but then we ended up with Tony Blair, who took us to war with Iraq, which was, good job, Tony, well done. Not. But I'm hoping that Scotland does become independent. In fact, we probably will do, in which case we will be coming to make friends with everyone around the world. Just like we did before when we had our independence.
Yeah.
You know? So, everyone in Scotland, I implore you, go and vote. Everyone who's wanting to vote UKIP or the Tories or any of the other Westminster tripe, stay in bed. It might rain. You don't want to take that risk. But SNP people, you're made of sterner stuff. And it's nice and sunny now.
Yes.
That wasn't biased at all, was it?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Not at all. Not even. I don't pretend to be unbiased. No. I don't pretend to be unbiased. I mean, it's... I mean, I go around wearing a bright blue Yes t-shirt. am what you see. I'm pretty much an open book with that kind of thing. Well, with anything really. So don't look to me for unbiased things, but do buy a copy of the National. They actually, they are actually telling a lot of news stories that the mainstream media won't tell. If you're in England, order it online. You can actually read it electronically using your Adobe Acrobat reader. But once you've voted, and once you've voted for the SNP, go home, go to Abandonia or whatever your favourite DOS games website is, download Lemmings, put it on your retro computer, and enjoy, because you deserve it, because you voted for the SNP.
Yes.
And now back to this 486 that I'm working on.
Yeah.
That wasn't too long or offensive, by the way, Billy.
Oh, no, not at all. If you did, I wouldn't know anyway. I'm so sleepy now.
No, you just kind of do a heavy edit job on it.
This is a lesson to you folks for those who make YouTube videos on YouTube, because, well, where else are you going to make YouTube videos on other than YouTube? Never videotape your YouTube video when you have this much energy in your body.
Yeah, you might film things you don't remember the next day.
Yeah, so I could have videotaped myself in a cute little dress a while ago without even knowing. So if that...
Luckily, Luke and I were around, so we would have actually said, Billy, you might want to switch off that camera there. You're in a dress.
Good point there. Good point.
I will be back to talk to you all about the US election next autumn. So, start really kind of thinking about who you're going to vote for, America. Start thinking now, because, primaries will be coming up, and, you've got to think about who you want. I would recommend that both the Democratic and the Republican Party are a no-go. I would recommend taking a look at Senator Bernie Sanders. He's a guy from Vermont who talks absolute and utter sense.
I think he's running as a Democrat, though.
Is he actually running as a Democrat?
I think so.
Yeah, I think I heard that too.
He kind of has to, because...
Yeah, I suppose. It is that's what the problem is when you've got a two-party system.
And the problem when people have so much faith in the two-party system that it doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so maybe people will have to actually vote Democrat then. I mean, traditionally, I would say vote Democrat anyway, but a lot of things have been going on. Joe Biden talking about Israel destroying Palestine, that sort of thing. It's not something. It's not someone who I would want running the country. And yes, I do take an interest in American politics, mainly because I chat to Luke, but also because America has got such an influence that whatever goes on in the White House affects us here in Scotland.
Everything sets a precedent.
Exactly. And if you've got people like Bush setting dangerous precedents, that's not good. I never wanted to go to war with Iraq in 2003. I don't like him. I don't like him actually spreading hate towards people of different religions. Live and let live. Just seriously, guys, chill out. Have some granola.
Have some granola. Yeah, get out the crunchy granola, guys.
What I'm gonna do next year when it comes to what was I gonna say? When it comes to time. When it comes time for the election, I'm writing in Stuart Chaffee.
Yes.
Stuart Chaffee. Stuart Chaffee with running mate. Who?
Paul Schindler.
Paul Schindler.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, yeah.
I can vouch for Stuart Chaffee because I'm Paul Schindler. That's my opinion. I'm Paul Schindler.
You know, I think that's a brilliant idea. Stuart Chaffee is obviously of French descent. French or Celtic. So yes.
Yeah.
Not only is he the host, not only was he the host of my favourite computer show, but it'd be brilliant to have someone of Celtic descent in the White House. I think that would be fantastic.
Yes.
And that's opinion. I'm not Paul Schindler. I'm Video Sans Frontier.
And with that said, this is Billy Core signing off because I'm about to faint.
Right enough. I'm probably going to get in the shower.